Hey guys, welcome back, my 5 or 6 viewers. Here we have Scrappy and Ruby. Ruby, would you like to say hello? No. All right. One project finished, the Murphy bed. There you are. And one project finished, and now to this. Scrappy loves to scratch our wall here, and Ruby loves to eat this wall. Also, that's a dog gone by. But we're going to go ahead and adjust this whole corner. Hopefully today, we're going to get this done. I'm going to pull the baseboards up, get rid of those. And I'm going to be putting up a wainscoting style, I guess. I'm going to use some LVP. Bring it up. It's 38 inches tall, I believe. 38 inches tall. And then I'm going to put baseboards back up. And then I also have a top... Perfect. I really thought this out before I started recording. You can see my awesome shadow. There's 2 awesome shadows from the 4-place candelabra bulb. However, it's called a cap. A cap, whatever. This stuff is super thin. It's like the thinnest you could possibly get. I think it's like 5 millimeters. And even that seems like a lie. But I've repaired this multiple times. We've repainted the whole wall a couple of times. We've done the same here. Repaired and painted multiple times. You can actually see where, we'll pill it up. And she always goes back to it. And again, I have done a much nicer job than what that looks like. But at some point, I was just like, you know what? I'm done. Let's just paint it, and we'll figure out a solution in the future. We thought about using like a 1/4-inch thick Luan all the way across here, down here, and then putting up your stiles and your rails. We thought about doing all that, and just honestly, it's all about the same cost. This flooring was $1.39, $1.59 per square foot. I got 4 boxes of it, which is going to cover approximately 100 square feet, which is this wall, this wall, this wall, and that wall. I feel like it's a weird place to start or stop, so I'm trying to figure that all out. I feel like a lot of this project is going to be like watching paint dry. I mean, very straightforward. It's Halloween, FYI, so hence this. Okay, let's not stand right there. I'm literally just going to remove the baseboards, put this flooring together. I'm placing it vertically, so literally I'm not going to cut anything, as opposed to going horizontal and then having to stack it and cut it to offset. I'm going to be snapping it together as it's intended, cutting out around the 1 light socket because obviously it's lower than these, so I don't have to worry about that. And that new piece is going to go there. Cut some 45s, cut some new baseboards because they will be slightly longer and less chewed on feet. So that's gonna be our goal of today. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of it here and there. Like I said, if there's something weird, I might turn it back on and explain something. Otherwise, it's a very simple project. Remove baseboards, make a few cuts. This all cuts very easily also with a knife. With a knife. And more dogs. Hello, Ruby. Where's your brother? Where's your brother? Scrappy? Come on, dude. I don't want to do any major damage to the walls, so I'm not going to be gluing this on. I could glue on the flooring all the way across, but that would be permanent damage. In the event I do want to remove this one day, I want to just be able to pull it down, do some minor drywall repair where like pinholes are, and call it a day. So I'm going to cut along the caulk seam down here at the baseboards, gliding across the floors. What? We'll slide that across. My knees ain't made for this. Bam. Ouch. One little nail holding that one in. Perfect. We'll check this bottom edge for nails. I believe that they all pulled out on the base trim. That was a lie. There's one right there. We'll avoid any damage to these by pounding these nails down. We'll set this over here out of the way. And we'll move on to the next wall. I'm going to crawl over here. And we'll move on to the next wall. Gratuitous butt shots. Probably thinking, you got a hammer, use the hammer. Would have been smart. Man, somebody really got some studs in this one. Or what they really got was probably the bottom side. Ouch. Hammer again. All these now flattened, I'll wind up in the fire pit in the backyard. Bingo bango. Not a reference to that cartoon that everybody's so obsessed with right now. Now I've already checked to see how far up this will actually come for my damaged section of drywall here that I showed previously. And I know it won't actually cover that, so I am going to come back through here with a thin coat of mud and smooth it all out. I might actually do the whole wall. I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's in order. However, I think currently I'm going to sweep this really well, vacuum it at a minimum, get that done, and then I'll possibly cut you back on while I start connecting some of these and making some cuts. I am done with this for now. Pay no attention to these brakes over here or the Cannon air filter that has actually already been installed on another car. I would say that's another video, but no, it's not. It was raining that day, and I just wanted to get that project done. So that project is done and not going to be a video. The brakes, however, it's a full power stop kit. Calipers, rotors, pads, front and rear on a Dodge Challenger. That should be a future video. We'll see what happens. I just realized I look kind of over at the camera as opposed to... No, I look at the screen and not the camera. Hello, camera. It's just weird. I have one really skinny piece that I want to put right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this basically upside down, mark it left and top and bottom, put that piece of select pine that I use on a different project along this to score it on the face, and then snap it. And that's gonna go in there. I'm just gonna use a brad nail to hold it in place. I've got a dual brad nail. You may remember from a short where that guy hated that tool. Yeah, we have futons in our living room because dogs are simple people. What? Did you call me a simple person? You side-eyeing me, Scrap? Thought you had such a poor attitude. Horrible camera angle, I'm sure. But again, we're just going to, wow, that is just about useless. But I can kind of see it. And we're going to do the same thing there. Yep. It'll work or it won't. Ouch. We're gonna hold that on there. I can see our mark down there. We're gonna apply pressure. We're gonna use our knife. We're gonna give it 1 or 2 real good scores. Trying to make sure that that doesn't move at all. That was 1. That was 2. We're going to take it. It's got a pretty good score, and now we're just going to try to snap it. Ooh. Nice and slowly following the whole thing. Now, as you can see, it totally bent right over for us. Very nice. We'll take our knife again. Cut it all in the back. If you don't have drywall experience, it's literally almost the same exact thing. You can score the paper on drywall and then literally cut right through it. It's literally that simple. Let's try to slide that in there. See if it fits. Honestly, it would have been way too easy if it did. Would have been way too simple. But you know what? I'm not a quitter. Beautiful, beautiful. And you know, oh yeah, yep, absolutely lovely. So now I'm going to open up a new box of flooring. Because there's no sense in you wasting that half piece. Not even half, it's like, I cut an inch off of a 6-inch wide piece, so if you want to do some simple math or whatever. 5/6. O piece. Each box of this, we got it at Floor and Decor. Each box of this is approximately 24 square feet. Contains 16 pieces. And hopefully they're not all the same. If they are, it's going to look awesome. Usually the ends, when they go in together, have to be tapped with a mallet. However, when they go in end to end like this, they do not. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to snap them together, slide them down. I'm not too concerned with level at the top or level here at the side because, like I said, I have that top rail that's going to go across the top of here, and the baseboards are going to go across the bottom. Once I get to this outlet, I will have to mark for some cutting. However, that is going to be the only cutout, except for when I get to the end and I have to score and snap another one. I'll probably mark the back of it to get an exact spot. But this will hold up much more better, gooder, and all that other stuff to dog scratches. We've already, we got a couple of samples and tried to scratch it the other day to see how it would hold up. See how it would actually hold up to said dog scratches. And it held up really well. So, yeah. You can see I was holding it up with my hand that whole time. However, if I get up here to the top edge, oh yeah. I went all the way through. Yeah, blasted right through. Real genius. Wile E. Coyote and such. Let's see if we can change our depth. Cool. So maybe every third or fourth plank, I will add a brad nail just to kind of hold it in place. It's not it's literally doing nothing except for holding that in place. But again, when Scrappy goes to get crazy on it, alright, I've made it past the wall plug, marked it with my little triangle, cut it out. I did end up having to take the plug out, not off, but just out, and kind of feed it through that perfectly cut hole, and then put it back on. Yeah, put it back on. Ouch, good use of feet. And I have also realized that if I slide it all the way down, that the original floor, original wall, when this one was installed several years ago, there's a bigger gap here than there is down here, so it'll actually drop almost half an inch lower if I don't leave it angled out like this and then push it against the wall. It'll be too low. So that's the reason I'm kind of leaving it out here, letting it hit the ground, and then holding it. Where did my nail gun go? All the way over here. It's got a few boards. We'll do that. I'm sure I'm blocking the... I am. It's my back. It's my back. This one right here, we'll have to figure out where exactly we're cutting it. So what I'll do is I'll nail this one in place. 1, 2. I will get my marker. I could have sworn that I already had my marker out here. I'm really bad at this. Okay. I have a pen, but while I was working on that, I had an ink saw. I totally just had it. I found it. Oddly enough, it's exactly where I left it. Next to my square. To mark that though, that's all I did is I marked it straight across. I took the cover plate off, and then I marked it straight across, and then I simply measured how far from this edge over, and I actually marked it on my square. It's called the square. Marked it on my square. It was right here at 3 3/4, and then once I had my top and bottom marks, I literally just pulled this along the sides. I cut that out. And boom, bingo bango. Everybody's got Uncle Bob. Probably had him. I don't know if there's any truth to that whatsoever, to be honest. But we're gonna go with it. So this board right here, you know, I just realized I'm gonna end up with an edge over here. I might have to get a piece of like corner molding or something to cover this corner from top to bottom. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Right now I'm just gonna cut it flush, which means right there. And I'm gonna go up from the bottom. Also mark it right there. And then same process as before. I'm going to lay my piece of thicker pine underneath it. My fear is that I'll pull the blade too far and I'll gouge my floors here. And then one day while I'm barefoot jonesing it, I'll get a nasty splinter in my foot. And nobody wants a bamboo splinter in their foot, I promise you. I promise that'll hurt. And these are engineered bamboo hardwood floors. They're like 3/4 of an inch thick. They're kind of ridiculous. And again, we're gonna score this like twice, making sure it doesn't move. Oh, and it moved. Unfreaking believable. It's not unbelievable. As soon as I move my leg, I'm trying to apply pressure. Inwards and down. There's a couple of score marks here now. We'll see. We'll see how she fits. Got ourselves a snap and go. Nothing at that end is looking good. This is the side that we supposedly need. I already kind of don't like it. However, I did just say I'm going to need a piece of edge molding anyways now. Boy, it does fit real nice. So, I think we're going to keep it, guys. Matter of fact, I can almost guarantee it. We're going to keep it. Oh! I got too close to the corner molding. That's metal. Brad nails don't go through the metal. Alright. That's not bad. That's actually the longest wall I have of the 4 walls. Of the 4 walls that I have, that's actually the longest wall that I have. And I believe I still have 2 pieces left out of that box. So I'll start over here now. Maybe a whole piece here and keep moving the same direction. No, I think I'm gonna go start at that end and no, I am. I'm gonna keep moving in the same direction. Just just to keep my top edge right here. I want my top edge to stay. Wow, I was recording way over there. Look through the camera when you're recording, people, or zoom out and get a wider angle. So, yeah, I want my leading edge to stay consistent, I guess. So, now the only question is, do I knock off this corner? Do I knock off that edge and go there? There's an edge there. Oh, no, I don't, because, oh my goodness, I almost lost the toe. Because this edge actually goes there. So that edge goes there. We'll line up our tops, just kind of eye it up. And like I said, I could go here, or I could come all the way out to flush here and flush that out. Man, that wall is crooked. Holy hell. Man, who knew? You know what? Don't ever sight down your walls, because you'll be terribly disappointed at the job done by someone years ago. You can see he also scratches over there when he's done tearing up the drywall over here. He tears up the door molding there. So when we go to paint this here and that there, we'll also repaint that. You'll probably see it in a thumbnail at a later date. Man, my gaps are opening up here. Got a lot of work to do. 20 years in this house almost. Okay, it's a little bit later. Same day, still Halloween outside. I have finished up that wall and that wall. Still haven't touched this wall or this wall. I'm probably not going to in the video, to be honest with you. It just seems repetitive at this point. I've already cut all of my baseboards, which was the standard baseboard that I already had, and I cut my cap trim, is what it's called. So this is the profile. I got 4 8-foot sections of it. This side down here, I had to notch in order to accommodate my lip over here. I couldn't make it all the way to the wall without notching that. So now it's notched, so I can cut another piece to fill that 1-inch area here. I've switched my brad nailer over to longer brad nails, and I'm also going to use a stud finder up here at the top and try to hit studs at least. That way I'm not just going into drywall and not actually holding anything. Baseboard's pretty standard. There's a bottom plate all the way around this wall. So as long as I get low enough in that, it's going to hold tight to that 2x4 that's flat all the way around the edge. And now we're going to have to go and find a piece of trim for this corner. It wound up really nice and tight, as you can see, but it's still obviously a different color. So I want to get some kind of really thin trim just to cap this corner. Don't even really care what color, because we're just going to paint it probably white, to be honest with you, or Sharpie black. If it's really small enough, maybe Sharpie black. Who knows? I'm going to set you up over here against this and record me shooting some brad nails into base trim. Thanks for watching. Because of those dogs. That one too. She also chews on walls. Since my corner is like my most important part, I'm going to start here. And I adjusted my depth earlier. So now that's proud. I'll probably go like every foot or so. That feels nice. Gonna be honest, I love this tool. Scrappy still hates it. Got the full ensemble now. Scrappy still hates it, but it's an incredible tool. It's hot in that hat. Oh my goodness. Don't touch it, dude. I see the look on your face. Nice. Nice. Nice.
Buddy, I'm scared.
Come on. Not sure if it's because I tried to hit down at an angle on MDF, but these two kind of went in and looped right back out. Not great. So we'll reshoot those, obviously. And even though I'm going to use a stud finder, I know that I'm going to need a nail at the very end of this just to hold it. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot a nail here at this end. Make sure that I like the placement here on top. And now I'll use a stud finder, and I'll go down here and I'll nail it along that.
Oh, you said today, right? You said today.
Yeah, but always a trusted thigh hold. Budamus. And Budamus. Alright, that's the gist of it. Bam, chair rail, wainscoting, whatever you really want to call it. Obviously I'll finish trimming out this little corner right here. I'm going to run a bead of caulk across the whole thing. Probably going to paint it white. Definitely going to paint it white. I'm not going to try changing it up or matching it with the walls or anything. And yeah, and again, we had thought about other things, you know, 1/4 inch MDF, but I think he would have scratched through that. So I'm actually kind of happy with the outcome here.
Okay.
It yeah, looks pretty good. I don't hate it. I thought I was gonna hate it. I thought it was gonna look cheap, which it is. For under $200, I'm doing 200 linear feet. That's false. For $200, I'm doing about 100 square feet. It's 8 feet, like 6 feet, 6 foot, 6 foot. So 24 linear feet. But I'm coming up the wall about 3.5 feet. So again, for under $200, I'm doing about 100 square feet. And here we got the killer dog. Got my hat. Because he's crazy. Standing right here. Standing right here. This dog is relentless, Dave. That was for you, Badia. Yeah, the dog's relentless. He's an 8-year-old maniac. He's on short time. He's on short time. Out of control. Thanks for watching again. That's probably going to be the end of the video. I may include a thumbnail of the finished product just to verify that I did actually finish and didn't say I was going to finish. Dogs gone by. This is puppy number 1. Almost 19 years ago we got that dog. Scooby. Dog number 1. Puppy pick. Memorial pick. We're dog people.